See again, we're putting the shifter box back together. But then I put a couple of O-rings on the very top and take up some of the slack. And this, we leave this bolt loose, so when you set it up, you can turn it like that, and it's actually off center. What it'll do, it'll make the shifter center like it should be. So it may have to be around that way or whatever the case may be, but that's what that's for. See that? Just make sure it's locked all the way in underneath there. It's a little clip that it locks onto. See, right there. And the two 10mm bolts. There's your little plate, and there's your new grommet pressed in there. It is on this side. And we're about to put it back up into the car now. And there was the old grommet that was all chewed up. And that was the old ball that was worn out, and the little socket, and the spring, and then the cotter pin, and there's the plate that was broken. And the next thing we got to do is put the reverse lockout plate in here. You can put two little screws, or either two rivets, either one. Screws with nut, or bolts with nuts, or either riveted in. Okay, here we go. Putting this rod in here was fun too, by the way. You have to lube this up and press it in real good. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go set this up here. Goes like that. And then this box, it goes right up in here, just like so. Just push the exhaust out of the way. And there's a couple of nuts on the bottom side, and there's one at the very top up there that you have to do from the inside of the car. See if I can put a bolt in it. Kind of hard to hold a camera and do this at the same time, but y'all get the idea. But yeah, if your shifter is all real super sloppy, you could do the outside part up by the transmission, or you'll have to take the whole thing apart and do the whole job. It's better to go ahead and do it, especially on an older Volkswagen with a lot of miles. They all eventually gonna need it. There are some other kits out there where they have more different bushings, tectonics, so forth and so on. Autotech. You can either build a short shift kit or buy one. Either way, that's where those two bolts go right there, and then like that. And then see, you have to get it all the way up in there, because so I leave it loose a little bit, and then see. Now I don't know if there's a specific alignment on this or not. I don't remember, but I think as long as you got this box straight, I think you're okay. And up here, we'll slide the new piece on. Put this up first. Remember how we did that? We hammered the aluminum rivets in place. You can do press rivets. Some people use nuts and bolts, whichever you prefer. Tomato. Oil it up a little bit, and this just slides right on the end of that rod. Got to fiddle faddle with it a little bit, but you Volkswagen guys will get it. Otherwise, labor-wise, you're probably looking at a couple $100 labor, roughly. Plus parts and whatnot. See? And then you put your two bolts up top. Which are these guys, and you use a wrench to put them in place. They just sit right on top of the steering rack here. Move my hand out of the way so you can see. It just screws up there like that, and you just use a wrench. And watch out for these sharp burrs under here. There's some sharp metal under here. Like over there. Some stuff, little sharp little pieces of metal sometimes stick out and get you. You wear gloves or do like I do. I wash my hands all the time, so just spin that down just like so. And just get it to where it's almost there, where you can kind of wiggle it around and get the other bolt in on the other side, which is up here. You can do it from the bottom too, but I just did it from the top. But you can do it from the bottom if you got a flex head ratchet. And let's see, just like so. There's the same type of bolt. Maybe I'll do another video with everything all cleaned up, looking nice. But this is just kind of show you guys how to do this thing. It's a pain in the butt. Take you about probably 3 hours at least to do it. Some people can do it a little bit faster, but take your time and you get it right. Now the adjustment part, that's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun. There's a little plate that you're supposed to use to give you a reference point of where your shifter's supposed to be. But so you'll get all your gears. So you'll have a nice feel for reverse, first, second gear, third, fourth, so forth. Fifth gear is sometimes hard to get to without the adjustment tool, but if you stick with it, you'll get it. But you'll hear it from the inside of the car when you push the shifter down. You'll hear it. You'll know you got reverse. You can just play with the adjustments from there. You know, the little part at the end of this part here. Where is it at? Well, it must be up top. But it goes on the end of that rod right there. You want to see how it's knurled on the end or spline? That's for grip. So when you slide the piece on, you want to kind of leave it out a little bit, because that's kind of where you want it to be. But you'll figure out, you know, you can reach your hand down through the top and just kind of rotate it a little bit on the end of this rod. And anyway, this goes, you know, after you get everything together, you want to kind of lube this up just a little bit on the end, and you want to just slide this down in this hole first, like this, and get it to come through, and then push it back up through the top and put your nut on the top with your swing arm, and then get everything lined up. I gotta tighten those bolts too. I just was showing y'all how to do this, just like that. Then you'll leave enough where you put your clip on the end, and then you'll know where your stopping point is. I'll tighten that up in just a minute. But and those two, and then you know, you both remember to tighten those, and then you go up top, and then you tighten that one up here, sort of, you know what I mean? And anyway, to the next video. CJ with A.R.T. Restore your car at yahoo.com.